You are live. Hello, 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 everybody. Long time no see. Over 5 months since I've been on camera. Um, the fantasy regular season is over. We're on to the playoffs. I fear to be a good time to talk about the season. What better guy to talk with than my boy Sus? I hope he's having a better fucking year than I am. Are you? Or are you not, brother? How you doing today?
Doing well, man. I mean, what really defines a year? Is it the people we love, the experiences we have, an 11% BBM advance rate? I mean, what do these numbers even really mean at the end of the day?
Yeah, advance rate really doesn't matter now when you have the low advance rate, right? Like that's what they don't tell you about it.
I've been told on Twitter that the lower the better. So that's kind of what I was going for this year. Um, some people are saying, well, you do want to have at least maybe an average amount of teams advancing. I'm like, you guys just don't get it. You just don't know ball.
It was I just couldn't nail a single wide receiver on the broad side of a barn this year, dude. Like I wanted the running back starts. I even tried to get off RB. I was like, nah, it's too much. And I just there was no one in that middle round that like I went heavy on that like helped me out enough. Like Rashid Shaheed got traded. I think it would have worked out all right. He doesn't get dealt. Jerry Judy stinks. Calvin Ridley stinks.
Mm.
There's some other guys in that range, but I feel like I couldn't fucking hit a receiver to save my life this year. But after looking at like my advancing team, some other people's that I've seen on the timeline, I don't think anyone's wide receivers are that great this year. To be honest, I think you kind of like succeeded in spite of them almost. I don't know what you feel about that.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Yeah, there was,
see.
a couple of hits here and there. You have your George Pickens, JMO coming on a little bit, but it really does feel like a year where you needed at least one elite running back, maybe two. We'll see. I mean, the beauty of this is we're going to use total hindsight of like a 1 week slate at a time and be like, that's what you needed. That's the entire meta based on like this one game environment, 1 week 15, 1 week 17 environment. But I do think you need it. You do probably need at least one elite running back this year. I did a lot more zero RB and hero RB with like even like a round five type guy. Got totally butt effed by the round 5, 6 running backs. Did a lot of my drafting in May, June, July. So that was pre Mixon injury. That's James Conner. That's Kenneth Walker. Um, that range really killed you if you leaned into those guys kind of carrying your squad, and then just a bunch of the rookie RB targets later, not really hitting this year. Um, just didn't play it right this year. Oh, and whiffing on almost every ambiguous running back room that there was. That'll do it too.
We're all due for bad years. I pulled up the half PPR rankings for wide receivers on Fantasy Pros. If I told
Word.
you Christian Watson was 11th in fantasy points per game, half PPR at wide receiver, would you believe me? And would you believe me if I told you there are only 14 guys averaging more than 12 half PPR points a game?
I would low key believe you on the latter because wide receivers don't matter anymore. Don't listen to anyone in 2026 tell you otherwise. Christian Watson getting that high, if you had told me that before the season, I'd be like, okay, well, I guess nothing matters then because I have no idea what's happening. I don't know anything about injuries, I guess. Um, Chris Godwin, they're like, oh, yeah, he's going to be fine. And then July, they're like, yeah, he's kind of dead. And then Christian Watson tears his ACL this calendar year, and he's like fine in like early November. So I just don't understand injuries whatsoever.
It seems like no one understands much these days. We got what is this 19 running backs with over 12 or more average half PPR, and we have, what did I tell you, 12 wide receivers? 14, but one of them is Malik Neighbors, to be fair. So you can count that for what you want to count for. But yeah, just not a sexy year of scoring in general. I think the leading passer had what, like 3,200 yards coming in to week 14. I don't have the historical data for that, but there's just I know Burrow had way more than that last year. There's no doubt in my mind. And it's something I discuss with a lot of people going into the season. It's something I need to think about heavier going in the next, definitely depending on what the prices of everybody does. But does passing down mean you take the running backs, or does that mean you take the wide receivers? Because if passing's down, that means the good wide receivers are scarcer, and also passing's down. That means the rushing the ball is probably going a little bit better for these folks.
It definitely means you take like the 4 or 5 receivers that matter, like high, but even so, it's like, are any of them more valuable than Jahmyr Gibbs? What Jahmyr Gibbs will probably be next year? Um, like people are gonna be like, oh, there's so few receivers, we got to scarf them all. It's like, okay, but then you're still taking, if you're taking your wide receiver 4 by round 5 or 6, you're still taking a guy who's pretty much the same as a guy in like round 9, 10. Like we are moving towards a flatter wide receiver market, even for some of these guys that are really good. It's just the league is moving towards some lower A dot stuff, more control possession, try not to turn it over, kind of like the Chiefsification of it all. Just like pick up little chunks, sustain drives, not really leaning into explosive plays as much. If there are offenses that lean into explosive plays, we want them so we can stack and win, a 1 week environment. But I think like I'm going to lean like just total 180, like super hard into RB next year, and just kind of lean on like one of the things I feel like I've done decently over the years was like identifying some like double-digit round receivers. So why not lean into that edge and get the Alec Pierces of the world, or a couple years ago Nico Collins and stuff like that. So try to attack that, and also 3 tight ends no matter what.
Yeah, the tight ends are definitely something that I'm going to be digging into once the season's officially wrapped up. It seems like they get enough passing usage and the red zone usage to where it's like, hey, having 3 or 4 of these guys to rotate every week might be better than that extra wide receiver slot that's probably going to be a fucking nobody anyway. Because like Kate Ott was going like 180s. I know there's probably like some okay wide receivers there, but like, like that's a tight end one. Like a guy that's playing 80% of the snaps, it's going 180. And with like the lack of offensive production, I think leading into who's just on the field is
Yeah,
probably going to work out well for you. Because I mean, Jaden Reed's Watson looks great, but I'll still say Jaden Reed's the best like true wide receiver on the Packers. Even he
yeah,
only plays like 60% of the snaps
exactly.
most of the time. So
The game's changing, and we are getting a tight end renaissance where like I think also part of it is like not only is the total volume of passing down, but also tight ends are eating into receivers in a way we've never seen before. Like there used to be like 3 tight ends or 5, let's say 5, 6 tight ends who could run a route. And now there's like every year like a new crop coming in that can, and they play forever a lot of the time unless they get hurt. So we're going to keep getting like good tight ends, and they can hit your flex. Yeah, I like Steve Shoop was telling me before the season. He's like, dude, they can hit your flex. I was like, I don't know, man. Blah 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 blah. He like totally was right about that. These tight ends can hit your flex, especially with how binary their scoring can be with touchdowns. They're just so live for touchdowns, and they're getting more yards than ever before too. And so like why not just tack on these guys? Like I had so many teams where I was like looking at my third and fourth place teams, and I'm like, I lost by like 80 points because I did a lot of 2 tight end this year. I'm like, I lost by 80 points at tight end here every team. And I took all these round 18 RB zeros where it's like, I can have some of those guys, but I don't need to be like, there has to be a Kyron this year. There has to be. It's like, or I can just have Jawan Johnson on this team. Okay. And,
the guy I was going to say.
and get through, because you can advance any early round pick if you have enough points elsewhere. Like that's like what it really seems to be about. It's like you want to get like a couple combinations of every stud, even like whether it's JT or even like AJB's ascending, but even like a lad, or like you want to drag through the low owned early round picks where just they can go off on a slate. So I just want to advance more teams next year, not like totally punt wide receiver, still attack it. Like my best BBM team, I think I went like wide receiver like rounds 3, 4, 5, 6, and then touch back later. And it's a good team. It's a good team. It's got a chance. It finished like 200th ish. Um, the
That seemed
meta's
like the
changed.
optimal this year was to go running back, and then hope that you hit like on the wide receivers that you take with your next like 5 to 6 picks. I got a little too greedy. Those like hero zero RB teams, you want those R5 running backs that I was like, ooh, like my RB3 that's going to hit my flex. It was like I should have just made those guys wide receivers. Darkside said Kraft going down killed me. We were robbed of what was going to be, I think, a beautiful season for him. And I know everyone's like, oh, he was doing good. I was like, I don't think you understand how good he was doing. Someone tweeted today it was EPA like added throughout like all of their receptions. Tucker Kraft had 7.9 EPA added, and he had 32 through 32 fucking catches. For reference, Trey McBride has like 91 total catches or something, I want to say, and I think his was like in the mid 80s. So like even if like Kraft stayed on pace or even went down a little bit, it's like, dude, if he had 80 catches right now, he was on pace to be like the most efficient receiver in the league that caught the ball 80 times.
Yeah, he would have
Watson
been. He
coming
would
back
have
from that
given us a
ACL so
McBride.
easily. Oh, I mean, I don't know if it would have been like McBride level because he's not getting PPR spammed, but like it's
But
that
he
like
can rip a
beautiful 25 to
50-yarder.
30-yard yak.
Yeah.
And we were speaking earlier on the tight ends, and someone want to touch on too. A lot of these tight ends are not tight ends. Like I love Brock
Right.
Bowers. I think Brock Bowers is a great football player. He's not a tight end. Brock Bowers is not a tight end. He's a slot wide receiver. I think Dalton Cade's a glorified slot wide receiver. Kyle Pitts is a glorified slot wide receiver. The best tight ends are the guys that can do both, because you cannot replace a guy that could be your sixth offensive lineman and then is somehow also able to go ball out there, and then might even need like a corner or like the best like a coverage linebacker to cover him. And I thought the Packers were going to fall off a cliff without Kraft, to be honest. And I think they were going to if Watson didn't stuff. But people forget this dude was like, people were riding him 2-3 years ago. They were really excited about this guy, and then like the injuries caught up. But it's good to see him play as well as he is.
Yeah, he looks better than he's ever looked to me, like on tape. Not like I'm grinding Christian Watson tape, but when I've just casually had the Packers on, I'm like, oh, he's like running better than he ever has. Like maybe the ACL tear in like a weird way changed his gait a little bit. I don't know. Something, he looks right to me. Like that is a dude I'm gonna hunt next year. And I know people are gonna be like riding high on him a little bit from this run, but I'm like, I don't think you guys are gonna be riding high enough. Like this dude gets explosive plays in an era where we don't get explosive plays too often. Like he's like
your
J-Mo.
smash range for Watson? Like where do you think he goes, and what's your smash range?
I think people are going to still be hype on Reed, as they should. I think people are going to expect Kraft to come back, as they should. But you never, like an ACL, it can be nothing, or it can be like, oh, we got a little bit of a dip in terms of efficiency year one. Is Romeo Doubs coming back or no?
I don't even know if he's free. Let me look up his contract for you. I don't think he's an FA after this year. Oh no, he's not. He's on the final year of his deal. I lied to you, so maybe not. I would say no.
So that might,
my head no with this Watson resurgence.
Yeah, he might get pushed up then. But if he's like a round 5-6 guy, by like even if he gets steamed or whatever, like if he starts in the 70s and gets to the 50s, I'll be into that, because I want a guy who can get me 20+ point games, and frankly, a lot of guys are not hitting that benchmark right now.
No, the spike weeks have been terrible, and it's one thing. I do some social stuff for ETR and get out some expected fantasy point tweets. And one thing you'll definitely like see, like if you ever like looked at expected fantasy point data, is that wide receivers, like the standard deviation is just bigger. Like they could have 15 like expected points and end up scoring 4, or have 15 and end up scoring like 30. Whereas like running backs, for the most part, like if they have 15 expected fantasy points, unless they're like fucking Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan or somebody, they're probably scoring anywhere from like 12 to 17. And so that's another like thing that's getting me with the running backs, like going into next year, is that like if you want a more like stable asset, something that's going to help you like chug along every week, like, like consistently, like probably finish top 5 in your pod, that's the RBs. But what I do worry about for them is come like, where we're at right now, the first week of the playoff odds, is especially the guys that you had to pay for that weren't like 0 RB guys, like Josh Jacobs, is how valuable is that 16? Like, or like, are you just supposed to take RB for advancing and hope they like do something in the playoffs? But like, if you look at the expected fantasy point numbers, I mean, it's Jahmyr Gibbs like just smashing his expected usage, and then really everybody else like is doing almost exactly what they're supposed to be doing with it.
Yeah, it just feels like a meta where teams are leaning a little more into the run. I think that's why we get the scoring down. And there's just so many backs that teams are like, between stuffing it in their gut and like a couple checkdowns, they're getting the ball almost 20 times a game. And I just want that to be hitting my flex. And I think there's guys that are going to ascend in terms of their role next year, like Harvey, Henderson, maybe Judkins gets more involved in the pass game. Yep. Oh, he could take over. He probably should take over. Hampton looks good to me. Maybe they let him cook a little more. Genty, if the Raiders address offensive line and fire Pete Carroll's stupid ass sons from being the offensive line coach, he looks good. Like on tape, he just literally gets hit in the backfield every time. He's
Genty's
getting
got to
so
be the
many
ball
touches.
knower 101 guy at this point. Like, if you think Ashton Genty
Yes.
like stinks, like that should just be the ball knower litmus test. It's like,
Right.
if you watched any of the games, what's he supposed to do, brother? What the fuck's he supposed to do?
The Trent Richardson comparisons are like I'm gonna laugh to the bank. I'm gonna have like 20. I try not to go too high on like a round 2 pick, but Genty's gonna be like what, like a round 2, round 3 pick next year. And
I could see R2. It all depends on who they hire, because if, like,
Yeah.
say somehow they get Kubiak from the Seahawks or something, which I don't know any other offensive like guys like really that I would want my team to hire. It feels like a weak coaching cycle. I know it's like somewhat of a non sequitur, but Kubiak's like really like the only. I like Brian Flores still, but I know the jury's out on him. But him and Flores are the only two guys I'd want to hire from this cycle.
I want them to get an offensive-minded coach who just gets it. So Kubiak would be. I mean, Flores would be objectively a good coach, but then there's just like a little systemic risk for the offense. Like, does he get the right offensive coordinator? But Kubiak would like totally get it.
See, my thing with like I know like a lot of people that say like you want the offensive minded coach because you don't want like to have like a Baker thing going, which I think his shoulder's fucked. I don't really think any of his like dip in production has been like systemic. I think
he's clearly
that all the wide receivers that were hurt.
Yeah.
But in the league that's just getting so much more defensive, you're telling me like that the defensive coordinator, like, you know, if he's a good one, or the head coach who used to be TC, if he's a good one, cannot like continually identify a guy that could call a decent offense, because he's like, hey, like if I think I could stop you with what you're like coming in here with this job interview with, then I'm not hiring you. But if I can, and I am actually a good DC, like I don't know why that guy would have a problem like keep filling the role.
No, that's true. Hey, maybe he goes full circle and brings in another former Dolphin, Mike McDaniel. Brian Flores, Mike McDaniel. You don't think so?
Not like if they were now. 2 and if they were 3 and 9 maybe, but they were on like a 4-game win streak. I think he saved his job. I think he saved his job, and he should have. I don't think they should have asked him. Tyreek Hill even. People love talking about like ignoring like the spiritual, real person side of this. And I'm not here to settle there if like it is subjective truth that Tyreek going down is what made this team better. But like, I don't know. Did you ever like hung out with like 6 of your boys and one of them was just like, dude, like this guy drives me fucking nuts. So like how much better the hangout is when that like 6 dude isn't there, is just 5 of you. Like he's the 6th guy. Like he was obviously a cancer to that fucking team.
Yeah, the vibes were not great. Like it's undeniable what he can physically bring to an offense, but sometimes it gets so in everyone's head that it just doesn't matter anymore. It's like, dude, if everyone's miserable, it doesn't matter how talented you all are. So, and you know, they just all seem a little bit more comfortable. I really think, like, man, my Jonnu thesis, I know he got traded for nothing, and the Dolphins definitely replaced his production with Greg Dulcich and like 3 games of Darren Waller. But like, if they had just traded Tyreek and kept Jonnu, they could have been even more fun. Get a little more yak going. What the heck?
They already had burners on that team, and like, you know, Tyreek's going with age 31, 32. Like they probably could have went without, but I'm sure there was some ownership stuff there or whatever. Like, you know, you never know the full story to all of these things. But speaking of Tyreek, let me pull up BBMDB. Let's see like if any fun tools or anything on here. We could start talking our like playoff. Like, how are you feeling for this? Like, how many of your teams do you like that you have? How many do you hate? Are you feeling like remotely like decent going into this week?
On my pre-draft stuff, I'm very pumped because my most drafted running back was RJ Harvey, and one of my most drafted tight ends was Harold Fannin. So I'm like, okay, we're getting some fun rookie breakout pieces. Also, a lot of Loveland. I think he could maybe be a factor. Maybe not this week.
DJ Moore isn't.
Exactly. Like Loveland and Burden are the guys, are Ben Johnson's guys at this point. I mean, Rome is dealing with a stress fracture. We'll see. My top Best Ball Mania team, I'm like, the Rome Odunze stress fracture bothers me a little bit, but you know, anytime you have a McCaffrey, it's McCaffrey, Achane, Devontae Adams, Pickens, Debo, Odunze, David Montgomery, Jordan Mason, three healthy quarterbacks. Like it's like Caleb, Herbert, and Dak, and then 3 healthy tight ends, Tyler Warren. So we're like Alec Pierce. So it's like a full team. Everyone's there except for Cedric Tillman, it feels like, and Miles Sanders. But pumped on that, and then a bunch of I have a big board team that I'm like, this is my team of destiny. How about you?
Dude. I have nothing I love, to be honest with you, but I'm
Oh
a
my God.
very like
There's got to be
hard.
something, man.
I like a good bit of it, but my issue is like I tweeted this like a week or two ago, is that I'm like, I think these are going to be the weakest playoff pod teams, like in terms of if you took like the top 5 percentile playoff teams and their average projection, it would not surprise me if their average projection is the lowest they've been since the start of BBM. So I think what I'm getting caught up like in is like struggling to comprehend is like, I don't love this team, but like I'm looking at it on like a scale of like the super teams of all time,
Right.
around the like relative to just this year. And so like relative to just this year, I think I got some like all right stuff, but the wide receiver ceiling I have, it just worries me. Like there's no wide receiver room, because I had 3 running backs by round like 7 most of the time, like if not all of them. So I wish I took like some more 0 RB stabs just to see, like, you know, if I know I was sacrificing advance rate, but maybe I could have put this like great room together. But even on that tip, like what great 0 RB guys were there this year? It was Javonte, Enrico, and then 8 weeks of Cam Scattaboo. Count Rachaad White, I guess, but he's not like winning you anything anymore because Bucky's back.
Do we count ETN after pick 100?
Yeah, I know. No, every time anyone ever talks about this stuff, no one has like what any of it actually means. Yeah, sure, we can count after like pick 100. Sure, we'll just make it after pick 100.
Because that's when the receivers that you feel awesome about really dry up. You know, that you're like, yes, I'm pumped on this guy. They're all gone by like the 80s or 90s or whatever. Yeah, ETN, like great year to have 34% Tank, 17% Tootin, 4% ETN. Nice. And then
Tank Brothers, like he does look good on Philly. I'm not gonna lie to you. He does look good with the ball in his hands.
Yeah. Just all the respect in the world to ETN and Javonte. I didn't think they were going to look that good based on what I'd seen from each of them the last 2 years. They look good. They look spry. They're efficient. I read that situation wrong. But I do think that is continually going to profit in the long run if you just attack those ambiguous RB situations in potentially good offenses. Like the Jaguars are okay. The Cowboys are great. So just keep attacking those. And maybe my lesson is don't have so much conviction about the guy who's not going first. Like at least have some exposure to the ETN and the Javonte, even if you don't believe in them, and then still get your Tank and your Jaden Blue. I really didn't ever believe in Jaden Blue, but Miles Sanders.
The best example of all of this is like, you know, nothing. Imagine 5 months ago on the live stream and I'm just gassing the shit out of Christian Watson. Everyone called me an idiot.
Oh yeah, idiot, moron. Yeah,
and I wouldn't even blame
goes on and on.
Yeah, I wouldn't even blame you. Like, you know, my Allen Lazard hyperfixation I had for 2 weeks, that easily could have been Christian Watson or something. So we just know so little. Is my bigger, like, you know, Dark Side Dev said, like, Judkins was at 1 point. Yeah, you were getting him at 130s. Even when he got unsuspended, there was like a day where he was getting juice.
Yeah.
But then everyone was like, well, like, what if like X, Y, and Z happens even like after he signs the contract or whatever it was? So I don't even think he broke back into the top 100 after they signed him. I don't think there was enough time. Like he was 120s, 130s consistently, and 150s, I think, at one point.
That was a guy I rode with the whole time. I didn't draft at all in July, but I was just like, dude, you guys, come on. Like, we don't know how this is going to go. He's one of the best running backs and one of the best running back classes we've had in a while. After pick like 120, like there was a quad box episode. I wasn't on it, but they were like, and they're like, okay, I guess we'll draft Judkins at pick 190. It's like, yeah, maybe, man. Like, maybe take the guy who could start, you know?
190.
People are so afraid to like have the sketchy guy. I get it. It's not great. It's not a great situation, but like it ended up being a nothing burger, obviously. And so it's like, I don't know, just take talented players after pick 140 and see what happens.
The rules aren't ever going to work. Like, you know, the old players, like I'm team old guy. I love old players, but like, you know, for every fucking Devontae Adams, the Derrick Henry probably kind of busted this year if you want to like be like real about it. Devontae, trying to think of some other older dudes. CMC, you know, Keenan even paid off, I think. Like,
yeah.
But for all of them, there's you know, then there's the Mike Evans of the world. There's the who lost their fucking job this year. from just being old and bad. Ramondre's, even though he's not old. But anyway, my
Tyreek was
overall point
winding
here,
down.
Tyreek's probably actually the best example of all of this. My point here isn't even just like, oh, take old guys or no. It's just like any strategy that you like absolutely love. Like there's a world where you have a bad outcome if you follow it to a T and you just ran bad. Like that doesn't mean that thing's wrong. Cause like I love the injured guys. Like I think the market does a terrible job pricing in the risk. Like once it's presented to them as news, I think they overcorrect all the time. And so I was buying Godwin. I was buying Mixon at a certain point. I was buying Judkins when he was falling. But like, for all the Mixons there's a Judkins and then there's a Stafford. Like I hated Matthew Stafford. I was like, oh fuck,
Right.
he's cooked. He's cooked. I want nothing to do with this. He's 35. His wife's really annoying. I don't want to take him. And then lo and behold, like he's probably like a top 10 pick this year. I would say like in terms of like quality versus cost.
The one
like,
injured guy I don't take. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Tyreek he was starting to turn it around a little bit. But he was not going to be like a JSN. I don't even think he was going to give you a T. Higgins type season. Like
he could have been the guy he needed any given week. I'll give him that. He could have been the guy.
I had a lot. Like, what was that? I forget what the website is at this point. I got so depressed from looking. Where they like track your like injury luck rate.
BBM, BB database or whatever.
Yeah, dude. Every week I was looking like you're 97th percentile worst injury luck. You're 95th percentile. And guess what? That doesn't factor in Amari Cooper 26%. So who you add in a 26% Amari Cooper on 97th percentile injury luck. Like all my guys just got hurt this year. So it is what it is. But we have some live teams and all it takes is one.
It is. And like this also brings me back to like all right, like if you advance like 80 team stuff. Now it depends on how you advance that 80. Like hashtag excuses. I do feel like I probably could have had another like 3 to 4 on top of like my 15.5 or whatever I had. If I didn't just like I hated AJ Brown this year, dude. I wanted nothing to do with him where he went, but it's like he could be the guy I need. Same thing with Tyreek Hill. I took him and all of these guys I'm mentioning, I probably capped out at 4%, if not lower, just for like the diversity of it. And like, every year, like it makes sense and you should have diverse teams, but this is the time of the year you're like, fuck, why didn't I just reach for CMC every time when I was pick 3? Why didn't I just pull him up or Gibbs? Like I wanted to do that. They were my favorite guys. Why didn't I?
Why didn't I pull up Taylor to pick 14 sometimes,
You have to feel terrible about Jonathan Taylor right now. Like, not terrible. Like, I'm not doing that thing like, oh, he was actually like a bad pick, right? But it just sucks that this dude who got you there and if you were a guy that like somehow ended up with like 50, 60, you're like, shit, like that's what they don't tell you about a lot of the teams that you advance with these really good guys on them. It's like your team fucking sucks.
Yeah, your team's actually
just have Jonathan Taylor and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Right. You have Cam Scatterbo. He hasn't contributed in a while, but he had 100-something points for you.
Oh, talk about I think he was going to be the best pick of the year. I'm not happy he got her. He's a 3rd-round pick. I think he's a little cringy, but I don't think he's a bad guy. But that dude was going to kill me. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I had like a sub 10% advance rate if that guy played the whole fucking season. Because I had none. I had like literally none.
You want to get me going? This Cam Scatterbo nonsense.
He was crushed. I don't care about what a real life thing. Fantasy was.
Fantasy, yeah, I'm with you. But this, like, he was obviously such a great pick. He's so good. Cam Scatterbo averaged like 4 yards per carry. He was a Brian Daboll being like a stocky white guy. He's like, that guy could be my son. And a Jackson Dart. And a Jackson Dart being his friend Merchant. And a Tyrone Tracy saying the play calling is dumb after week 1 Merchant. Like, Cam Scatterbo's not fucking good. He's Mike Davis that everyone was like, yeah, this guy's great for the vibes. Regardless, he was smashing. But we cannot pretend like Cam Scatterbo was actually fucking good. He was a bowling ball 1-yard line Merchant.
He was really good at the bowling ball stuff. I'll give him that. Like, I'm not disagreeing with it, but the bowling ball stuff, I was like, God damn, this kid could get 3 yards if he needs to get 3. He's better than I thought he was going to be. I still think he's a world beater. But yeah, my whole point of this was just like, oh my God, Daboll fell in love with him. The Dart shower narrative, whatever you want to call it, was like, this dude was going to smash. And I think we were both, I know Darkside was a Hunter boy, but I don't think me and you were. But like, he's another guy. Like, I saw the usage. It was the week before he went down, he was on like a 2-3 week stretch. I'm like, shit, man, he might start
Man,
coming on.
You're hitting me with the crash out combos, man. He had one good half down 28 points against the Rams, bro. One good half down 28. So did Kendrick Bourne. Like, okay, anyone in garbage time. Shout out Kendrick Bourne, man. Anyone can go. I know Travis Hunter would have got more work as the season went on, but his one good game was when the defense was like, yeah, our work is done. We won the game. We're mathematically cannot lose the game. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, to be clear, unless I specifically state otherwise, like my bullish thesis are for just like the fantasy usage purposes. Like I will.
I know. I'm just giving the universe
actual great football player.
Yeah.
My money is Hunter probably goes too high relative to where he should. Next year, a lot of it comes down to T-Law to me, and what they do with Jacoby Myers, because he seems like a great fit for what they're trying to do.
Jacoby Myers is better. Jacoby Myers is better than Travis Hunter.
Oh God! Let's be very. Dark not in the stream. I mean, I have like no dog in that fight. One guy played like 6 NFL games, and how old is Jacoby? Like 30 at this point.
Yeah. Hey, one guy knows the playbook and knows how to run routes and can produce before it gets to be a 30-point deficit. So that is who my money is on. They were winning with Jacoby, and they were not really looking that hot with Hunter. So
yeah, like the Travis Hunter could do a bunch of things that like Jacoby Myers can't athletically, I think. But like Jacoby Myers, like is like that Cooper Kupp for them. Is just like this dude's just like a technician. Like that's what he's good at.
Right.
Which I need to go see how much I have of him, because like he was one of those dudes that I would like the Ridley Judy, or I'm like, oh great, like fucking another mid-wide. But I'm more than happy to have him on any of my my playoff pod ones now. Oh, Tucker Kraft, I miss you so fucking much. Were you a Rashee Rice guy, by the way? I know we're bouncing around in this unorganized stream, but
not pre-draft, but I was a big one post-draft. Because it started to look like he wasn't going to get suspended this year. And I'm like, he's another guy where I'm like, I don't think he's like as good as some people think. But now everyone's kind of acknowledging it. He's like not a top 5 real life receiver.
Yeah, he's a fantasy player.
Actually, as a fantasy player, he is like functionally the Chiefs' Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like what he does.
I was mad I didn't know when the suspension was going to, because like that was a hot button. Like Rashee Rice for 2 years running, I'm so fucking thankful for it. Now next year's is going to be like, is he worth the first round pick or the high second or not? Just I'm happy we don't have to deal with suspension bullshit.
Exactly.
For a 30 year in a row. But you didn't know when he was going to get it, and it was a big deal when like they didn't make his price go down that much, and like we didn't know when this 6-game fucking suspension was going to be, that it seemed likely to be. I think they came out and said at least 6 at one point. They might even want an 8. Yeah. I can't remember. It's been so long. But as soon as he went, like as soon as it was the early part, I was like, I'm so fucked, because like I wasn't drafting enough to even get him anymore, or anybody. I was just like, I'm checked out by the time they announced that suspension. So I've like none, and like I want to make my excuse that like it literally is just the timing of that fucking suspension. Because if you got suspended middle of the season, like I wouldn't have touched him. Like if they announced the middle of the season suspension, I wouldn't have touched him.
That would have been brutal. If we had known the whole time that he was suspended the first 6 weeks, I think people were like, man, it's really hard to advance your teams, with him. But then it's like, well, what if like half of the third round dies or isn't good? It's like, oh, well, then maybe it's not as hard to have advanced those.
That might always be the case. I think the third round might always either like half of them
die, or
like half of them not be as good.
The third round on its own at this point is just a JSN merchant. Like who else in the third round is really carrying? Jacobs is okay if you consider him a third round.
Yeah. We're talking like your ADP better started with a 3.
Yeah.
Because like Trey McBride technically was too, but like it was ADP like 25.7 or something.
Pretty much.
Fucking T-Mac, dude. Like he was the epitome of like what I hate about fantasy players this year. Great normal production. Like I think he's wide receiver 9 in PPR right now, but like he hit one spike week. One real spike week that you could write home about.
We got to save him. You want to talk about someone who's better than Travis Hunter, Ted McMillan. I love him.
T-Mac's better than a lot of people.
Yeah. Can we get him a real quarterback, like a man, like an adult man as his quarterback?
They have to pay him this year, right? Bryce Young, obviously. I'm not talking about T-Mac. Like this is the 5th year option they have to pick up this year, and then next year they're gonna have, which they'll probably pay him this year if they're gonna give. They'll give him,
yeah. If they can't make the playoffs this year or next, I know they're fighting for it, but That's like because Canales is so good. Like, can we get a real fucking quarterback in there?
He's such an I had so many Panthers bags this year, and I live in NC from Pittsburgh, so Pittsburgh fan, but live in NC. So I with the bags more than anything else, I watched a lot of like the early like film of him like this year. It's like how are my bags looking? And he's just I don't even know how to describe this guy. It's like Josh Allen with like out the ceiling. Like you have these lows, but then you like see this like flash ability, be like, oh shit, like that makes up for the lows that he brings to the table. And he could really do some things, but he doesn't like make those like wow plays enough to make up
No,
for like the 30% of his snaps that are bottom 99 percentile quality.
exactly. There are too many snaps where he's just that boy too little. That boy too little, man. And he does not put the team on his back. And when they do have like these big drives, it feels like, yeah, Jalen Coker's schemed wide open or gets open because he's good, or like Tet gets open, or like Rico Dowdle or Chuba are gashing the other team. It's like it's not Bryce Young. That dude is now he's a calming presence. He is like a nice guy. Like he has the composure and everything, but like he is not a playmaker. Like it's very rare to see like Bryce like, oh my God, like I can't believe he just did that. It's like
He
they just
has
need
the bag, but he also
yeah,
has, being a midget in his bag too. And I just think that
right.
his midget moments don't or they overshadow like the real ceiling he has. So like I personally don't think they could win with him. I think he'd be like a good career backup though. But
Yeah.
like they're gonna pay him. Like I think they're like hopefully they could get away with like a 2 year like 85 million dollar bridge deal or
Oh
something
man,
because like
that would be
they have to learn
I
from
could see
T
it.
Law and Tua contracts. Like they just gave them those money because they were like supposed to. It's like you didn't have to. No one made you pay those guys that money.
No. They gotta like someone's gotta just get Tanner McKee on their team and see what happens. Like in this current meta, like you gotta be able to see over the offensive line. You gotta be able to hit the intermediate over the middle pass. And Bryce Young literally can't see over his offensive line. Same with Kyler, same with Russ, same with Jalen Hurts. Question mark as an Eagles fan. Like it's not a surprise to me, like in this current meta, it's like, yeah, Jacoby Brissett, Joe Flacco, Davis Mills, just these tall statues are just like, okay, the game's all about like picking apart a defense, like 7 yards. I don't have to really roll out. I don't have to do all this shit. Guys can separate in the short and intermediate better than ever before, and I don't have to run out of the pocket. It's like, yeah, the game is just changing, man. And like a Bryce Young, like Kyler Murray, what did they even do?
Bryce has the fourth most comebacks. I watch these games. I'm telling you, like I watch Bryce Young play football, and he is just the whole Panthers team is an enigma to me. Sometimes they
Yeah,
show up and you're just like, what the actual fuck? Are you serious? This is like what you're giving me as a product? And then there's weeks like the Rams where I'm like, damn, all right, like
yeah.
they came to play ball, but like I don't know another team that has a higher standard deviation of like potential outcomes than the
Yeah,
Carolina Panthers do.
it's crazy what they do week to week. But again, I would say it's Rico Dowdle who has the most fourth quarter comebacks of any quarterback this year. It is
Didn't they both
not.
have over 20 carries last week? This isn't like the shit on Rico. This is like how
No,
much
no,
they
yeah.
utilize the running game. Like, didn't they both have over 20, at least touches? I
They
think they
might
both
have.
had over 20 touches.
I wasn't too locked in on the slate, but I
See.
could definitely see that. Rico, Chuba's looking good right now too. But it's like Bryce Young will throw like a screen pass to one of them and they house it, or they take it like 40 yards and then they, Tet like mog someone in the end zone. It's like I can't give Bryce Young credit for that, man. I can't. Canales is too good a coach. They have too many good skill position players, and that dude is like they have some good signature wins, but they didn't score any points against the Packers. The Rams points were like they forced a shitload of turnovers and a pick six and picking off Stafford in the end zone. Like that's
Yeah,
just a really good team. That's a
fourth
quarterback away.
down touchdowns, right? It was 2 fourth down
Yeah,
touchdowns.
yeah.
So they combined for Chuba got, and then this is just total. I don't see targets. 19 Chuba touches and 20 Rico touches. Chuba averaged 4.9 yards a carry, and Rico Dowdle averaged 3.2. I just want to I just want the record to show that he was hurt. All right, now's my Chuba rant. Now I put it off. I want the stage. I want to rant about Chuba Hubbard.
All right. Do you need to hide me or anything for this, or I can hang up
because
here?
I know my
Okay.
take's completely valid. And you're a rational man, and you're gonna agree with what I say. The calf that he hurt whenever he popped up on the injury report, it was the other calf that made him miss last year. So he had 2
Hmm.
bums. I don't know how much the one that made him miss last year was bothering, but he has 2 bum calves. I watch the man play. Like I said, I do watch my bags, like at the very least. Like, yeah, like I don't have a lot of like the Raiders. So like, yeah, like I'm not really watching the Raiders too much, like if I have other options. But the
Sure.
Panthers, anytime I can. He had no juice, bro. I'm talking like I watched Chuba Hubbard last year. I know what this dude was
Yeah.
capable of. It did not look like that remotely. And then
No.
like when Rico smashed against the Dallas Cowboys and Dolphins, like, you know, people were like, oh, Chuba could have did it. I was like, I don't think he can right now. I don't think he could have. I think his calves are fucked up. He does not look right to me all year. And even when he came back after 2 weeks, I was like, he still doesn't look great. That Rams game was the first week where I was like, oh shit. And everyone wants to fucking highlight that. Like, oh, like all he did was catch a screen pass, run straight, and no one touched him. That's not the play I'm talking about. There was a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3 where they handed him the ball to get the first down. He had to make the first guy miss. And then he had to basically barrel through 2 guys to get the 2-3 yards he needed. And he did it. And that was just something I know he was not doing.
Earlier in the year, he was just getting stuffed. He wouldn't have made
the first guy miss. The first guy wouldn't even missed.
Yeah. Now it's a really good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I think I take nothing away from Rico. I do think a fully healthy Chuba absolutely could have mashed the Dolphins and Cowboys with that workload. But like I was frustrated because like people don't believe in anything anymore. There's no fucking whimsy in the world. It's just like I'm not allowed to like Chuba Hubbard like at all. Like he's a good football player. Like he's hurt. Like I'm not allowed to like have he's hurt.
No nuance.
Yeah, it's just like no, he's washed and Rico's him. And it's like I like Rico. I like Rico Dowdle. And spiritually, he was their captain. He's their team captain. He announced their fucking 2nd round draft pick, and they like soft bench him. Though, like the fans showed no respect for the only reason that the offense was good last year, and it was Chuba. Like no fucking respect for the man whatsoever. He comes back 1 week and starts doing good, and now everyone's meat riding him again. I was like, I if anyone knows the shit y'all said, it's me. I paid way too much attention.
Rico was really that like it was so good. It was like undeniable that like, all right, we at least got to make this a 50-50. We at least got to. That dude was just gashing people for like 180, 200. It was crazy, honestly. I didn't know he had that in his bag.
Well, it was the Dolphins and Cowboys before they remotely put any of it. But he still looked good. I don't want to take, but goddamn, the holes were they were huge. The holes were so big.
Just gaping holes. But you know, even so, a lot of teams have played those teams this year and they haven't gotten 180 or 200 or whatever. So 7 yards per carry.
Canales' rushing scheme is something that like I would like to look further into. Like I would like even if I did, I don't know how much ball I do or don't know, but like they're giving 2 guys like 40 touches a week for like I think almost like 2 now. Like, and I wonder how much that continues and like what this rushing offense continues to do. I can see a 1-2 punch being beneficial for them, but fully healthy Chuba Hubbard's better than Rico Dowdle, and I'm really excited for everyone to start realizing that.
Is Trevor Etienne next year's Kamani Vidal?
Jonathan Brooks next year's Kamani Vidal? No, my answer is no. Take Chuba Hubbard and take 120 where they give him to you. Yeah. You're probably going to get him out of the top 100. Take Chuba, take the free money.
Well, I think Rico's going to be gone, right? Or do you think
would have to imagine
because they're already paying Chuba, so
yeah, I can't imagine they're going to sign 2 backs, especially with like how old's Rico anyway? He's not a spring chicken, I don't think. No, yeah, he'll be 28 at the start of the season. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing them. I think they'll give Brooks more run, but take Chuba next year because he's going to go past 100. Like, there's zero doubt in my mind that you're going to get him past.
They're all going to be too cheap. Chuba will be too cheap. I'll take Brooks. I know it's probably just a dead pick. I'll take some, though, and I'll take some Trevor Etienne. It's like I just want Panthers running back, and if something happens to Chuba, you could get, like, the backup for free.
Fucking Darkside said he went off against the Packers. See, like, I pay too much fucking attention. Didn't he have, like, one, like, long carry against the Packers or something and average, like, less than, like, 3.5 yards per carry the rest of them? But you could do that with so many things, so I don't want to be that guy. Like, if you took away his best plays, he actually sucks, bro. Like, I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah. If you take away Jonathan Taylor's year in, year out explosive ability, then what even is it?
Yeah, he sucks. Yeah. If you take out Bryce Young's 4th quarter comebacks, bro.
Bro, if Bryce Young was just 6'7", he could be anything, dude.
But yeah,
Fuck this.
I also want to like just rant. Andy Richardson was clearly a bad pick. Daniel Jones lit it the fuck up. All right, like I capitulated on that one like week 3. I'm like, okay, I was wrong. Like this Daniel Jones team, he's not gonna lose his fucking job. And I don't even. I'm not gonna take away anything because he fractured his fibula and shit. So I don't know if the fall off's ever coming. AR still should have started, bro. The first week of playoff pods. I'm supposed to be feeling like a genius right now, or like a guy that got the wrong did the math wrong, got the right answer, and he's out because he fucking hit himself in the band and in the face with a stretching band. Like you can't even make that up. It's comedic.
I'm not trying to be one of these like 60 IQ best ball streamers who like just pulls conspiracies out of their ass to be contrarian. But like, is he actually still hurt like a month later from that injury? Or is this like a Kyler, like, all right, man, like we clearly have burned a bridge here. We're going our separate ways. Like, what do you think? He probably is hurt, but part of me is like, that's such a weird injury to still be hurt from and to not like try to play through with your career on the line, you know?
Yeah, I feel like if he wanted to go, he would. So like I agree. I follow all the Colts beat reporters. Like one of the guys said even before DJ went down, this is like 3-4 weeks ago, like so like unprompted, he was just like, I've seen what Anthony Richardson looks like. It's not great. But to your point, which I think is what you're saying, is like, yeah, I'm sure he looks like shit. He fucked up his whole face, but like you probably play football with that injury, can't you? And maybe. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I it's just like a hunt where it's like Kyler Murray. They're like, oh man, his foot had a setback or it's not feeling. It's like, no, like they don't want a controversy. They're done with him. Jacoby's the guy. And even if Jacoby got hurt, they'd be like, we just don't want to like have this guy really around anymore. We're moving on. And it's like with Anthony Richardson, it kind of feels like the same thing. And honestly, Justin Fields too. It's just like, this guy's not it. We gave it a shot. We don't want to like, will they, won't they, this thing, our season's over. Now the Colts season's not over, but the guy completed like 47% of his passes, and frankly, his confidence is probably shot right now. It just feels
the
like
eye injury thing had to kill him. Like that's how you go on IR, bro. Are you
right.
serious?
Like I think that initial injury was real, and he had to go on IR. But it's like, damn, dude, you can't. I would bet he would want to be out there right now, and maybe he's healthy enough, maybe not. But I think the Colts are like, dude, we cannot put this fucking guy out there who he just can't do what Steichen wants him to do, and Steichen just wants a guy who can like point, click, hit Tyler Warren, hit Michael Pittman, hit Josh Downs, you know, hand it off.
He wants an extension of himself, not a playmaker.
Yeah.
He just like wants a guy that, which like, you know, it worked. I can't fault him for one that. I thought he was an idiot for picking Daniel Jones. I never thought Anthony Richardson was gonna be great. I just thought Daniel Jones was also fucking ass, and we knew what we were getting.
Right.
Already, but like he I guess he is old enough to still like be from that era of like, hey, I could read a defense well enough for if I have a guy that's like telling me exactly what's gonna happen, I could do.
It's kind of like Daniel Jones from a few years ago when they made the playoffs on the Giants, and it's like his weapons then still sucked, but those guys were playing better than their names would suggest. Like Richie James was actually having a good year, and Isaiah Hodgins was actually like doing like a poor man's T. Higgins thing. Like they were just like, these scrubs were like making plays. And when you give like Daniel Jones like a full complement of weapons and enough time and an explosive back like Saquon or Taylor, like if everything's nice around him, he can kind of facilitate. If it's like the offensive line is fucked up and he has like one guy to throw to, it's so over. He can't be a hero at all.
I still agree with that take, even with everything I saw from the Colts. I do stand on the take of like, hey, if like Quinn Nelson went down and Pittman and Downs somehow both like disappeared, I would think I would think he would not rise to the occasion. So we're all willing to say JJ McCarthy got benched the first time. The second time, the concussion one, there's not even like a debate. Like it was obviously stop benching. Have people changed their stance on the first one? Because I know there was a lot of like hate between the community when that was going on.
That was 2 soft benchings back to back, and they throw Brosmer to the fucking wolves. That was so unfair to Brosmer, man. I mean, he's probably nothing anyway, but really, like, we're gonna give this guy no time with the ones, and then say, oh, by the way, go to Seattle.
Yeah, the best defense in the league, arguably second. We'll give the Texans number one. We'll go
definitely a well schemed defense that'll pin their ears back and make life hell for a rookie. And he was just trying to make plays out there. I don't know, That was fucked up. And then now you bring back. I think they're doing the right thing though with 999. Man, what a guy. They're just they said we're making the offense 101 level for you, buddy. And honestly, sometimes it doesn't have to be the most complex thing. Sometimes you just got to take it back to basics. And he looked okay in that scheme. So who knows? I mean, Justin Jefferson's dead, but
Do you think they'll
Josh,
run with JJ next year, or do you think they're going to bring in a contingency plan?
they got to bring in something else. They can't, or Jefferson's going to demand a trade if they like don't try anything else. I think.
JJ, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to like beat him up over like the first. It was rough though. It like, and I saw like all the stats that hit your time. Like he's been like historically bad through his first however many starts it's been. It's not even like he hasn't been good. It's like no, we're talking like Zach Wilson,
Josh Rosen.
yeah, levels of like, hey, like it's that bad now. It could turn around, but it is that bad right now.
Yeah.
At least Anthony Richardson made like the best throw in NFL history week 1 last year. I mean, it's
Yeah,
up there.
he showed a thing. No, it's like you can't even be as good as Josh Dobbs or Nick Mullins or like that was the
Shout out
thesis
Nick Mullins,
of like
though. I think Nick Mullins is an
he's
all right
legit.
quarterback.
Bring Nick. Literally, they should bring Nick Mullins back and say compete. Like I don't know. Could he be worse?
I do respect, especially now throughout the playoffs, they're trying to see what they get out of him. But I also wonder what the backup is going to be like. They have to be like, it's not a sweepstakes, but I would imagine the Vikings are the Mariota favorites right now because like he's the type of dude that could come in, play if JJ's not bad, but then is also like, hey, if Mariota like falters at all, like you want to put JJ back in, he's not a big enough like personality character, especially in the media, for you to like feel like you can't do that. That's what makes you wonder where Anthony Richardson's going to end up. Like, someone's going to take him. It's too early in his career. I'm not saying he's going to be anything. I just love him when he's out there for fantasy. That's my only obsession with AR. But someone's going to give him, like, a shot somewhere. I wonder who that's going to be. And, like, they better not be JJM and Anthony Richardson next year. Holy shit.
No, that would be – he does not strike me as a – AR does not strike me as a KOC guy. I think they're going to – because the Raiders have to move on from Geno, right? That just, like, is a one and done.
The league should. I love Geno. Like as long as I was able to love him. Like the league's gonna move on from Geno after this year, right?
Which is the perfect backup. Yeah, he's the perfect guy to bring in because the Raiders' offensive line. When Colton Miller went down, he was like a really good left tackle. Without him, without Jackson Powers-Johnson, like that offensive line is like college tier. Like there are probably colleges that are legitimately more well executed and like talented than some of those guys. I know they have grown man NFL bodies, but it's like it is so bad. Like they're blowing assignments left and right. And I think if you put Geno like in a KOC system where you could keep him upright and let him just kind of point and click, he could. I mean, he looked good. He looked fine last year in Seattle. Like historically, he's been really good in like chaotic pockets. It's literally just like Pete Carroll made his two sons the offensive line coach and like the pass game coordinator or something. It's like such a joke of a joke of a joke that like you put Geno in Minnesota and he could maybe be fine. Or the other guy is they should call him Mac Jones and like try to offer something to San Fran.
Someone's paying him this year for sure. Like it might be like a bridge thing rather than like a really, but I can absolutely see Mac Jones getting like 2 for 80, 90. You think Cousins? And he said Cousins come back. I don't. Yeah, he's looked better than I thought he would. I don't know. And in the 2 weeks he's played, I guess. I mean, all right, time out on all this real quick. Am I in psychosis, or is Philip Rivers actually going to play football this week? Because I believe it when I see it. Like I'm living my life. Like there is no way that 45-year-old Philip Rivers, who looks fat as fuck, by the way, is about to start this Sunday, right? Like, or am I in psychosis? The rest of you guys are living in reality where Philip Rivers.
That's Grandpa Rivers to you. Yeah, no, he's playing this weekend. If not this weekend, then definitely next weekend. Definitely week 16. He did not come out of it.
Is this like a marketing? That was my theory. It's like is the Irsay's daughters like trying to get this into like a more like media like attentionized organization? Because why else is 45-year-old Philip Rivers playing? Why?
Bro, I'm telling you, this era, it's perfect for these statue guys. Now, he might be beyond.
I agree with that, but 45, you see how he looks.
he probably doesn't look great, but I haven't actually really seen his like
He
how he
looks like
looks.
a 45-year-old like man that like used to be athletic.
Bro, bring them all back. Bring back Big Ben. Bring back Brady. Like one last hurrah for all these guys. You know why not? What do we have to lose as a society? I don't know. It's
Everything.
kind of funny. Like Riley Leonard. Like I don't know what's better. Like Riley Leonard at any point in his life or Philip Rivers today.
I I understand. I understand your question. Okay, and I've like been. This is almost the reason I text you for the stream, is I wanted to talk about this. I get what you're saying, but also I feel like we're all in psychosis because we're talking about a 45-year-old man right now, and I don't understand. Grant.
Sorry, cut off for me for a second. I wasn't sure if that was me or.
Yeah, no, that was definitely me.
Okay, okay.
It's Chris. 45-year-old man, though. That's all. Like that. Like we're gonna justify that guy starting somehow, and like I'm not even telling you you're completely wrong. I just think it's insane. I just like I've seen he looked bad 5 years ago. I've seen some of the practice clips. Like there's no zip on that ball. I saw him in the interview. He has like double boring on like triple chin. But I mean, shit, dude. I guess if all he has to do is stand up straight and
Right.
think 7 yards and just go down instead of taking the sack, I guess. But like that's insane that's where we're at right now.
It's the epitome of like your game manager's favorite game manager. Like they have so many guys who can get open. It's like, can he throw a football 10 yards or less? They don't need, like Alec Pierce, my boy, good night, my sweet prince. Like it's not happening, but just like the little check downs, Tyler Warren 7 yards, Michael Pittman, can he have any zip on it to like drive it in like 10 yards? I don't know. But I don't think they would trot him out there if he couldn't do anything. Like if he didn't look better than Leonard, I think they'd be like, we don't want to disrespect you. Like stay home. And I don't think he's rolling out of bed to be a backup. So maybe he needs 1 week to adjust. But gun to my head, he plays this week. But if not, definitely next week.
Yeah, I mean, there's just like he's 2-3 years older than Rodgers and like what 3 or 4 older than Flacco.
Sure.
I want to say right, but every year after 40, I mean, geez, like every year that's a huge difference. I'll believe it when I see it. I still like if you put a gun to my head, I'm still telling you I don't think Philip Rivers is starting for the NFL team this year. Like I just think that's the logical like conclusion. Like I'm open to wrong. We can clip this and bully me, but like he's 45. Like am I going nuts? I guess I am.
Well, if we're clipping things, can I put on the record that I don't think it's going to go that well? But
yeah, that's fair.
I think
Your only argument
scan,
is that he's going to get out there.
The body will be wheeled out there, and it will be vertical on the football field for as long as it can be.
I don't know what that. I've seen too much in the last 2 years for me. Like, you're like, oh, they're not going to embarrass them. It's like, I don't know, dude. I could absolutely see a world where like this goes full circus, like the first fucking snap if he does get out there, which I still don't think. There's no way, bro. There's no way Philip Rivers. Christian Watson's the wide receiver one for the Packers, and Philip Rivers is starting for the Colts week 15.
Where's Amari Cooper when we need him in times like
I know. If Philip Rivers can play, Amari Cooper and Deontay Johnson can get a fucking contract. Okay, this is ridiculous. Has anyone looked up? Did anyone draft Philip Rivers as a joke this year? Was he even?
He could not have been in the pool. I bet he wasn't in the pool.
I know they cleared out the pool this year too. I think this was like the first year in like however long did they like X out, like so like Brady was gone and stuff like that.
Where they're like, if you haven't played since COVID, then yeah, you're not in the pool anymore.
Well, you're allowed to start for the Colts, but you're just not allowed to be in the underdog player pool. Which is there's no way. I hope this is nothing if I win this, but I hope I could text you and be like, I told you Philip Rivers was never fucking seeing the field, but he's already at the facility, which is probably more than like I would have said already. So
the fact that Rappaport tweeted there's a strong chance, or there's a chance, I think it was, maybe not strong, but there's a chance. It's like, oh, this is happening at some point.
I just who the fuck's who's a FA right now? Like, I mean, I guess nobody. You can't trade. You should be able to trade. There
Teddy
should be a trade.
Bridgewater signed somewhere, that
He
probably would
looked
have been the
so
best.
disinterested in playing football
Yeah.
whenever he got in for the. He wanted to keep coaching that football team. I don't think he ever
Yes.
wanted to quit being a coach. They
No.
fucked him over for trying to take care of those kids. I don't think he
Right.
wants to play.
No, he's the Amari Cooper of quarterbacks. He's like, I don't love this shit at all anymore. Fuck this, honestly.
Whenever he got in for Baker, I was like, oh god, like I would not be rushing to pick up Teddy if Baker was out. Extended amount of time.
It's a tough scene. Yeah, that's tough.
Poor
What's that say about Kyle Trask? I don't know.
Let's get Will Greer or 45-year-old Phillip Rivers.
What's Matt Corral up to?
What
he's crashing out, sure, but can he play?
What's been going on with that? Why has Matt Corral been coming up? What am I missing? What's the meme?
I think he's a little cuckoo, but
he's just upset he's not getting any like run or something.
Is he even on the Panthers still? I don't know what he's up to.
I don't think he is either. I'm Googling. He's on the Birmingham Stallions. Whatever. What league is that? Doesn't even look like the UFL. Oh, it is the UFL. I lied. God damn, like that. UFL, like you got enough money to make better logos than this. Jesus.
Wait, he is on the Panthers. The Michigan Panthers of the United Football League starting next year.
Yeah, is that not the Birmingham Stallions?
So that's the team he's on this year, but apparently he has a contract for next year for the Michigan Panthers. Very easy. I understand where the confusion came in. He is most
35-year-old PJ Walker or Phillip Rivers. Or 45-year-old Phillip Rivers.
Honestly, PJ Walker. Honestly.
I think this is why I'm doubting the Rivers thing. So I'm like, there has to be other guys that don't have. I'm also of the opinion that I think there's Hall of Fame quarterbacks that are free agents right now that have never started before. I think the league fails so many of these guys. So the fact that you're starting a 45-year-old when there's like a million dudes under 30 is insane to me.
Who are these Hall of Famers waiting in the wings?
I don't know. I Hall of Famers probably stretch, obviously, but I've seen too much for me to think that there's only 32 good quarterbacks. No, it's a coaching issue to me. There's only 30, and then obviously there's OCs and quarterback coaches. There's only 50, 60 good coaches is the real problem. I think so many more people are capable of playing. Anthony Richardson. I think Anthony Richardson might be DOA. Your guy Tanner McKee. Who knows how good Tanner McKee would be on the Niners? I'm not implying he's going to be great by any means. I'm just saying I do think there's some guys out there that can play quarterback that don't get the chance for some reason.
It's okay. We all see the Tanner McKee light at some point, but he is going to get a chance, I think, one day for someone. And hopefully it's the Philadelphia Eagles.
I mean, Tanner, it has Brock Osweiler vibes written all over it to me, which I like Tanner McKee. Do not get me wrong. So but it does give all right, what third string quarterback has had this fucking amount of pressure on him to be called for?
It gives me Nick Foles vibes, and Jalen Hurts gives me Carson Wentz on the decline vibes.
Nick Foles is a good example of that Hall of Fame quarterback thing. His first year of starting, he had 28 touchdowns and 2 picks.
Yep.
Or something, and then he sucked for however many years or wasn't great, and then he's Carson Wentz back up and he comes in and does what he did in the playoffs. So Nick Foles is probably the shining example of I think there's better quarterbacks out there than
if you had kept Nick Foles in a good system his whole career, he would have been a much bigger, because he had the season that you mentioned. Then he gets traded to a Jeff Fisher clown show.
That will do it to you.
That's where Sam Bradford, everyone looked like shit with Jeff Fisher by the end. And then he comes back to the Eagles, wins the Super Bowl, would have gone on another run the next year, but Alshon Jeffrey dropped a crosser at the end of the Saints game. All Nick Foles did was fucking cook. He should have won in that 29-2 year against the Saints in the playoffs, but Darren Sproles had a crazy kick return. And then he goes to the Jaguars and immediately his collarbone snaps. And it's all right, man. But if he had just stayed in Philly, I think there could have been some success to be had there. But I guess we'll never know.
I'm trying to find the full list of unsigned. Available. There we go. All right. So this game's called 45-year-old Philip Rivers or this guy. I think I don't need to go any further. The details of that. Your job is to
I'm
pick
picking it up.
45-year-old Philip Rivers or the guy that I say that is it.
This game intuitively makes sense to me. I'm down.
Now, I'll play with you, but I'll let you go first. All right, our first guy,
Okay.
CJ Beathard. Him or 32 years old. I'll give you their age too. 32-year-old CJ Beathard or 45-year-old Philip Rivers.
Give me beat hard all day.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at too. That's where I'm at. Now it says he's this is his previous team. Okay. Now free agent types, all types. There's no way there's only 6 unsigned quarterbacks. All right, 33-year-old Jeff Driscoll.
Maybe that's why Rivers signed.
Philip Rivers.
Not gonna lie, King, I might have to go Rivers.
Yeah, I think so too.
I might mystery box that one,
Yeah, that's probably fair. Then we got Jake Fromm, 27-year-old Jake Fromm versus Philip Rivers.
I might have to mystery box Rivers once again.
I know there's more than those 3 quarterbacks, so I want to try at this game because I know there's no way in hell there's only 3 guys just like that are out there.
How old is Dan Orlovsky during a time like this?
God. So Rodgers signed, Darnold signed, Winston signed. I do wonder who's going to get Mac Jones has Raider all over him to me. Like Mac Jones has Raiders give him 3 years, $145 million. Like,
so he's on a sneaky 2-year contract with the Niners. So they have.
Oh, is he? Too. So I'm talking out of my ass. He's a whole.
That's going to be that's going to be a trade situation.
Interesting. Well, good job by the Niners front office on that one. It does make sense if you're going to sign a backup QB to sign him to a 2-year every time. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Trey 20. I know he's technically like on the Chargers, I think, but just act like he's a free agent just for the time being. Trade 25-year-old Trey Lance or 45-year-old Philip Rivers.
Trey Lance, because he's looked okay enough in preseason and stuff.
I'm definitely taking Tyler Huntley over Philip Rivers. I'm not even giving you like the chance to play that game. I'm taking Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, that's all day.
All right, see that's.
But like Jake Browning, who looked like absolute horseshit, but technically is alive, or Philip Rivers. Like I don't know.
All right, here we go. There you go, Liz. So these guys are all like technically, right? Your sign. Yeah, I mean, if you're on a team, you're not allowed to count, I guess.
Yeah.
37-year-old Case Keenum or 45-year-old Philip Rivers. 37-year-old Case Keenum, who got fucked out of Minnesota, by the way. I cannot believe they didn't give that dude another year after that.
I think you gotta go Case Keenum, but I don't feel great about it. And it's merely an age thing.
Yeah, go Case Keenum. My only issue is that like Case Keenum is kind of short, right? I remember I haven't watched this dude play ball in forever, but I feel like he's short. What
about Drew Brees? Could he still, not really even versus Philip Rivers, but could he still?
No, because his shoulder's so fucked. He has to. When he plays catch with his kids, he uses his left hand now. I think.
Oh my god!
Doesn't he? He doesn't even. He can't even throw with his NFL shoulder anymore.
GG's.
Fucking all these dudes aren't technically fucking free agents, making me mad. Like I'm gonna change the game to like backups. I know they can't technically get this guy, but I do want to play him versus that.
Sure.
All right, let's do Drew Lock. 28-year-old Drew Lock or 45-year-old Philip Rivers.
Gotta go Lock. The Week 17 winner last
Your
week.
answers are just making me feel like he's not starting a fucking football game in the NFL. Like we're picking way too many guys over 45-year-old Philip Rivers. Spenny's saying, come on. I'm guessing he'll probably DM me on Twitter. He disagrees with that one. I'm taking Drew Lock, Spenny. I'll be honest with you. I'm taking Mason Rudolph. I'm taking Andy Dalton. All right, Brandon Allen. That's the next like actual.
Drew Lock was the guy you needed in Week 17 last year. Have some respect.
I'd take Ryan Tannehill. I would take Ryan. We haven't named him yet, but I would take Ryan Tannehill. Absolutely.
I would take Tannehill. Yeah.
God, dude, I hope Philip Rivers doesn't like see this or like balls out. Because I did not expect to spend like 10% of this shit on Philip Rivers. I'd go Brandon Allen. I'd go Kyle
Allen.
He was the next one, and I would also say I would pick Kyle Allen. Nick Mullins back up on the Jaguars. I would take Nick Mullins. I would take him over Teddy Bridgewater. I will be honest. Teddy Bridgewater showed no interest in playing football. I thought I saw.
Anthony Richardson or Phillip Rivers?
I'm going Anthony. I'm going Anthony Richardson. I'm going Anthony. Like, look, I took him for
This is
fantasy.
where we
No
might
part of my
diverge.
thesis was ever he's a great quarterback. Okay, I'm
Right.
still taking Anthony Richardson. You see that throw to Alec Pierce last year was awesome.
It was one of the throws of all time.
All right, first of all, like, yeah, good joke. You cooked me there, but that throw was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how the fuck he did that, but also he can't hit an 8-yard out route. So
Yeah,
that
then
doesn't
after
matter if
that
he
throw,
throws
he's
6-yard
like, I need a
bombs.
break. He was like,
All
yeah,
right,
I need a water break.
That was insane. I was gonna say Easton
That's what killed
Stick,
him,
like
man.
Madden 20 legend, Madden 20 rebuild legend, but I would take Phil Rivers over Easton Stick.
Yeah. How about we play a game of you pull up some teams of yours on BBMDB and I try to give you hope?
All right. That's probably a better game than Phillip Rivers is, but like he's not playing. We picked too many guys. He's not playing.
I wouldn't, if it was up to me, I would not make that decision. But I am at the point now of like, I can't assign my morality and what I would do. These teams are going to do what they do, and they are going to play Phillip Rivers. And it brings me no joy to tell you that, unfortunately.
I refuse to believe when I see it. All right, see. It's been a minute. So how do I hit this button? Yep, share screen. Don't show these tips again. Chrome tab, leaderboards. All right, that on the screen? Is this scene?
Yep.
All right, so you got Puppy first. Good old 20%er.
Oh, nice.
Oh, like here, I'll just pull up my whole. Until Puka went off, like I was like sitting at Why isn't this working? Do I have to pick a tournament?
Maybe portfolio or
yeah. I thought it was automatically there. Dude, this was at like fucking like 12 forever. Like, yeah, you see it, like boom, and it just kept creeping. At one point, like this got up to like 18 or something.
Oh shit.
Like, and then Puka went off, so I had a lot of teams like get up there. All right, so what do you want? Do you want my highest scoring team from each? We'll just do that one.
Yeah. Rifle through the highest from each.
Now we got Bo Nix, Darnold.
Okay.
I do like this team.
Having two live quarterbacks is huge at this point.
Low owned Saquon or, leverage Saquon. I mean, Saquon definitely wasn't a good pick this year. Josh Jacobs, James Cook, Nick Chubb, Rico Dowdle.
Okay.
Devontae Adams, Cortland Sutton, Chris Olave, Chris Godwin, who honestly seems live enough to where like I'm willing to count on him at this point. Cooper Kupp, Quentin Johnson, Xavier Legette, Keenan Allen, Tucker Kraft, Colson Loveland, Theo Johnson. This has been my favorite team for like 5-6 weeks.
This is super live. I love Saquon's playoff schedule. We'll start off with the Raiders this week.
I mean, I know they're live. I know I don't have that little of hope. I just don't think the teams are like, complete bangers. All right, what is this one? The Puppy one. All right, the Puppy one. We got Brock Purdy. I did text, I think, Svenny, that this one might be like one of my favorites, if not my favorite.
McCaffrey. Okay, loving the running back room. Honestly, is the meta next year 3-4-8-3?
I have, keep like bringing you up, Svenny, have ran the idea by him of like, hey, my best teams, and I don't think coincidentally are 4 running back, but that also depends on like if we're getting a similar market to where we got this year. It's like, hey, they're making you overpay for some wide receivers, and they're giving you running backs cheaper than they should be. Yeah, I like the 4 running back strat. But if next year we're getting 15 running backs in the top 25, which I doubt, but I think we should, that would change things up for me. So it all depends on what the market makes us pay for all this shit, to be honest.
It's going to come down to what Pat Kerrane tells us to do. Because if they're still on that, if he's like, oh, the Sims say this, the Sims say you got to get these running backs, then they'll go up. But I'm hoping it's the same meta as the last 2 years, where it's like 2 years ago you had Mixon and Jacobs 5-6 turn, and like this year you had everyone was just too cheap. I think there's just too many 0 RB pilled people out there to make enough of a change. And I still think we're going to get like where people are like, I still got to have 5 receivers through 8 or like through 7. And it's like, okay, man, I'm going to just pick you off and, grab Alec Pierce. And like, even if he's 50 picks more expensive, whatever.
Would love total points, dude. You would love total point format.
I might have to do it. Might have to do it to him.
I stand on that. at the start of the year, and I stand on it now, that like the strategy that you're outlining is a better total point strategy. And I tried to make this as good of a pod format as I can, but even with that, like, I still don't think this wide receiver room is great, dog. Like, at least I get Jalen McMillan back and have, like, the second coming of Randy Moss and Michael Wilson, I guess. But like this wide receiver,
hey, you got Jay. Let me you got the wide receiver one. You got Tet, late season rookie. Ricky, I have a lot of. He's my guy. I don't know if he's really healthy or what's the deal, but you never know. He did it late last year. It's a good offense that can put up points. Pittman, Philip Rivers, wide receiver one.
McMillan might play this week.
McMillan might play, and Michael Wilson's the hottest guy in town. Pause. So I see the vision. I like this a lot.
I do like my 4-man Niners stack with this. I will be honest. Yeah. I do like the Niners onslaught.
It's perfect for a pod, break, like just smash if the 49ers smash.
What did I suck? God, fuck those Puppy 4 teams. I literally just did the Puppy 4 to draft T-Mac teams. Like, I just kept pulling up T-Mac, and then apparently that was a waste of my fucking time. That's the only reason I drafted those things.
Well, let's see the running back. Well, I guess we'll get there. All
right, we'll go Palm 2. All right, Mahomes, Penix, Darnold, Gibbs, Taylor, Pollard. Keandre Miller, I think, was going to be a decent pick this year if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, he was going to. And
his wide receiver room's dead. His wide receiver room can't win me. Like, I know it can, but fuck you, it's not. This wide receiver room's
actually
not anything.
Yeah, no, actually it can't. I wasn't even going to entertain it because you got JSN and DK. Well, the problem is Pat Bryant's not going to play this week, so he's out. Palmer is hurt, right? Ridley's hurt. So it's just like a matter of bodies even being healthy. I guess Addison's live.
Yeah, Addison has to be what this team's drawn to because it can't be JSN, Gibbs, or Taylor because like there has to be a better team in the pod with those guys than me.
Yeah, just some brutal injuries on that one. But it had good bones. All right,
let's see your Palm 1. Oh my God, AR, you should be sick leverage right now. All right, so this team has 2 live running backs.
Okay.
I do like this wide receiver room, though. I know my outs at the RB position are limited, but like this wide receiver room, like is all right.
The Mike Evans leverage, we love it. We love it. Big Mike coming back. Many haters and doubters in Discord were telling me he's done for the year, and I said it is a 6 to 8 week injury. So that's where we are. Nice. I fuck with that one.
I wish the RBs were better. Then this is definitely when B-Rob was going at like the 80s. So like this was like a high T team at the time.
Yeah.
So the only one we love is this one, right? Or the first one, not this.
I like the first one too.
This is probably oh my God, Tucker Kraft. I wish you were here, buddy. I love you so much.
Please come back.
You're so good at football.
So hot,
this one.
Great body.
All right, this one.
Josh Allen. Okay, nice, awesome.
Oh,
very live running back room.
Hero RB, I do think was nuts this year, and then I just ended up hitting well enough on the wide receivers. But these wide receivers probably have enough, technically speaking, I guess. But it's going to be tough for that room to get there. It is going to be tough for that room to get. It could though, because wide receiver scoring is so fucking bad.
It's definitely copium, but I feel like Bateman's got a week in him. I've got a bunch of them, and he did it last week 15. Like he just can have 80 yards and a touchdown when you need it. We'll see. I believe.
I'd like this team more if it had Kraft and I only had to rely on 3 of these dudes conceivably.
And Worthy's tough because he's clearly to me playing through the shoulder, Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes has no fucking deep ball anymore either, which doesn't help.
No, and Andy Reid can't design plays right now.
This is what I tweeted was my favorite team. Now I don't think I am objectively picking the best ones, but this is what I picked as my favorite team that I have across all my tournaments. Was this one.
3 live quarterbacks, including Shuck emerging as a rushing demon. 4 good running backs. People are sleeping on Tyrone Tracy. CD. Okay.
Yeah, this team has the most. This team wins. This has so many outs. This team. I can't wait for it to finish 5th in its pod this week. But this team has so many outs.
No, that's lit.
All right. So
I'm seeing the vision
on my best team. It's all downhill from there. I firmly believe that is my best squad. Another fucking Gibbs, Taylor, James Cook, Sean Tucker. God, High T was so awesome.
High T rules. And honestly, like if Jaden Reed has a week, or like if Ayuk got health, like I don't know, man. Like this
is liver than
this
it has guys. It has some dudes. It has like,
if like Nico Collins or like that, maybe that's a bad example. He wasn't super high advanced, but like if the wide receivers don't nuke, then like this is what you need. So it's still live.
yeah, you never know what the fuck's going. So what is this? That was the puppy 3-1, right? I don't even have a puppy 4 team advancing. I'm down. All right, we're only down 2 contests. I don't even have any teams in the other ones. Holmes, Caleb Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky Irving. I did carry through like 3 or 4 Bucky teams. I like the 50 something I have advancing, so I am happy about that. Trevion, Tank Bigsby, Rico Dowdle,
Devontae Adams. Edwards ass team.
It's a what?
It's a Sus Edwards ass team.
I hate
Bucky, Bigsby, Dowdle.
Kelsey, Taylor, Juwan's a nice tight end room though. This is definitely like 2 tight end conceivable. DJ Moore is going to be such an interesting guy next year.
DJ Moore, yeah, he's got to find a new home, right?
I wonder if he's like deader than everyone's giving him credit for. Like if people think like this guy's, yeah, or just like not in it anymore. Whatever. Like I don't know. I do think his lack of usage this year, he's just like a screen pass merchant that does nothing really on those. Luther Burden was getting more run than him with like Odunze being out. So like we all thought that was going to be DJ Moore elevation. It looked like Luther Burden. Like I don't know. If Ben Johnson, who is probably a top like 3 offensive mind, can't find something for you to do, I don't think you're a top 100 fantasy player.
That's one that in past years I would have been like all over DJ Moore at like pick 100 wherever he goes or whatever. But it's like, like you said, if Ben Johnson can't figure it out, who is going to?
Now, but then there's where, he goes to the Jets or something and like they have nobody and he's forced to get fed. So like it was like that inverse of the Hunter Scatterboot stuff we're talking about.
Please don't send him to the Jets. Please don't send him to die.
He's dead on the Bears. I don't know where else he's gonna live. Fucking Rashad.
Go to the Rams.
Fuck you.
Go to the Rams if Devontae retires. Real shit. De'Ami Brown, you should have been Parker Washington. I wish. I'm
a Parker Washington like truth, not like oh my god, this guy's like a stud, but like that someone should give him some money to play more snaps in the Jaguars. Play him like that. Sure. I think that kid could play.
No, there's something there. There's something there for sure.
Like he fits that archetype of like that wide receiver, like the Jacoby Myers meta type of wide receiver that's going on right now.
And move the chains.
And he's more like athletic, it seems like to me. I don't know if it's just the way he's built, but he looks like strong.
He's got good hands. He like actually tries to block. De'Ami Brown is such a fucking clown. Like he's soft. He can't run routes. He sucks.
I am a Parker Washington truther alongside of you. I don't know where he'd go, and I hate Trevor Lawrence, but like just say like that he projected to be the wide receiver 3 on the Jags, wherever that ends up being. If he went past 150, I'd probably take him easily, like most drafts. Before we go on the next team, there's another guy. DK, Mr. like most all-purpose yards in a long, long time. The Titans guy. If you've ever played football, for anyone here that hasn't, I imagine most of you have though. I don't know what you know about the punt and kick returner, but when I played, it tended to be the most athletic, fastest guy on my team, which was never me. And DK is like the best in the league at being that guy. And I remember Rashid Shaheed in 21 or whatever, and he was just a return man. Like I was just like, God, it's so hard to look that fast on a football field and stand out. And DK is giving me the same vibes of like, or how DK ever say his name. It's like, damn, like you can.
Yeah. It's hard to stand out.
I don't know about year 2, but like I think he's gonna be a guy. I don't think this dude's like just gonna like fade into like obscurity. I think he's gonna like get some more reps and get a shot to like be a dude and see if he could grow into it or not.
Yeah, he's looked better than I thought he would, and Ayumanor has showed some stuff as well. Like if they can get the coaching figured out and just improve that offensive line, I think Cam Ward has shown enough where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do the disgusting Cam Ward stacks again. And year 2, it should be better.
He had look, I'm not here to tell you Cam Ward has actually been good this year or anything, but like if you watch ball, like those windows, man, like Spenny's been saying it too. I agree. Like they're closing so fast, and he has no talent to work with. The windows that he has to try to fit these balls into are so fucking small. Like he had one throw to, I think it was A-Man, or he was last week or the week before, but like he had to throw with so much anticipation. Like no one was turned around. The play developed probably like 1.5 out of the 4 seconds that it probably needed to, and he's just like, I have nothing else to do but this. Like this is all coming down and crashing and burning. And he put it exactly where it needed to go.
They're all rookies out there, like, or young guys in terms of the pass game, and the game will slow down for them if nothing else. And at bet they'll probably just get better as time goes on. So I like the Titans in the future, but that's a story for another day. And this is the German Shepherd. All right. Stafford. Is Gino playing this week?
No, it will be Sir Kenny Picks.
All right.
So I've naked Matthew Stafford, I think.
Which surprisingly feels okay. But Bijan, Achane, Swift, nice. Loaded running back room. Myers, Cup scored. It's live. It's live. Is Cade Otton playing though?
Is he out this week? Cade Otton. Let's see. News. Unlikely to play Thursday. So that team, that's all right. That's not one of the teams. I have like 16 teams saved in my phone that all right, you want to do this for you want to do your top teams, and we'll wrap it up on that. You want to say I don't make so many. What is it? Suss Edwards, no spaces.
Yep.
That's it.
Just Suss Edwards. No one else stole it from me. Thank God.
18%. All right. You're above average.
Juiced up for some early drafting though. So.
Hey, if your edge is early, your edge is early. I've heard a few dudes say that. Like my boards are better. I was like, all right. I mean, you don't have to justify it to me.
This is my team of destiny that I'm.
This one.
Hanging my hopes on, right, my hopes and dreams.
I'll read them and rate them.
All right.
Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jackson Dart. I mean, yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. Jahmyr Gibbs, CMC, Judkins, Jordan Mason, RJ Harvey. Is Mason hurt right now, or am I misremembering?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I thought he got a concussion or something, but I might have made that up in my head. But even you made that just RJ Harvey and took out Jordan Mason, that this room would still be diabolical. Mike Evans with 0 added points to the team, by the way. 0.
The hammer.
Like my Mike Evans team, he had 8, I think. At least yours is a true like masterclass of like I didn't even need him once. Adunze, T-Mac, Igbuka, Darnell Mooney. I assume you probably want a banker on this team, and I'm guessing you got sniped.
Yeah.
Michael Pittman, Dontavian Wicks, Amari Cooper, which is why it's the team of destiny. Keyshawn Booty, Goddard, Komet. Yeah, it seems this is better than any team I have. I know it's 20, so like, and I don't have any boards advancing, but like, yeah, I've like adjusted down to 18. I like this more than any of my teams. So
where it's just like, can the quarterback like get 27 a week from quarterback, running backs go off, and then like I can find 3 receivers to do fucking something. So
yeah, you probably want Evans like this week and then not need him next week, and so that way he's like chalk.
Type shit.
That's one thing people underrate about the ownership going in. Like, yeah, round 1 of the playoffs, Jonathan Taylor is chalk right now, like no doubt. Yeah. But people forget like how easy it is to go from like 40% of the teams having him down to 10. Like if he doesn't do fuck all this week,
like no one else in that
someone next to him does good.
Like a bunch of the teams in that pot have JT. No one else has Gibbs, so I'm like, Gibbs, just do your thing and push us through. Just get us through.
Wow, I didn't know you were like that destiny filled. Yeah,
that's the only pod I'm like micromanaging. What's up?
You have a BBM team that outscored that?
Yeah, it was my one BBM that was worth a damn.
Caleb Williams, Dak, Herbert. See, I love these 3 quarterbacks, but like I want those guys to be position players for this, like the playoffs. Like it fucked me this year. Like last year, I took the Caleb, Dak, Herbert range. Yeah. This year, I went down to the Tua, Ward, Young, Michael Penix range, and that was Darnold worked, but the rest of them not so much. So we got Williams, Dak, and Herbert. CMC, Devon Achane, David Montgomery, Jordan Mason, Miles Sanders. Fuck you, Jordan Mason. I thought you were going to be so much better than me. It was really your fault, though. It's more J.J. McCarthy.
And fuck you, Miles Sanders, also. Supposed to be the RB1.
That's fair. Devontae Adams, George Pickens, Adunze, Debo, Quentin Johnston, Cedric Tillman, Alec Pierce, Tyler Warren, Okonkwo, Theo Johnson. It's like this falls into that bucket of me of like, it's live, but like how much do I love it? And like I
Right.
like
It's
I
like
do think there's a
fine.
world where I'm way too hard on all of the teams that I see. I don't think I'm right.
I'm not super pumped on it with a Dunze having the foot injury, but like then you start going through these pods, they'll like also have McCaffrey, Achane, but then their wide receivers are fucking dick, and it's like, all right, if Devontae and Pickens can sun run, then maybe we cook, you know?
See, we'll do your BBM teams instead. I think that would be the
Yeah.
Sauce Edwards. So we did the number 1 BBM team. All right, let's see number 2. Advanced by 6. Oh my god, I'm excited to see this one that advanced by 0.12 fucking points. I hope that wins.
That'd be awesome.
All right, what did 241 net you?
It was like $300.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we looked at that one. Heard it there. 16,000 on the dot. All right, see here we got a lot of 3 quarterbacks, a lot of expensive 3 quarterbacks too. Caleb Williams, Kyler Murray, Drake May, Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achane, Amari and Hampton leverage. Gotta like to see that. I mean, you're definitely drawing the 3 running backs. The rest of those dudes are not live. G Will might play this week, right? Have I been misinformed?
I haven't been tapped in, but that would be awesome if he did. If I have him, I'll be kind of hype on this team because the 3 running backs feels really fun.
Let's see. Garrett, well, I swear, latest, no change to IR status. Okay.
Maybe next week. Maybe
I think the issue is that like if he could probably play right now, it's more of an issue of like, are the Jets gonna let him?
Right. Do they care enough?
Yeah, like yeah. Do you want to run him? Debo, Pickens, Bateman, Keenan Allen, shout out to Amari Cooper, Dalton Kincaid, Hunter Henry, Theo Johnson.
So need the running backs to nuke and quarterback to carry, and Pickens, kind of that core of a Dunze, Debo, Pickens to do their thing.
Look how great those tight ends were for you. All your tight ends added above 75 points. You had 1, 2, 3, 4 wide receivers that did it, and 3 tight ends that did.
So wish Garrett Wilson was a different receiver right now, but it is what it is. So I'm not super pumped on that one, but
Yeah. So that one's like, yeah, I do that one's. I do worry about the ceiling. I think he finished like 4th, but finishing 1st in the pod, I feel you.
Especially 3 straight weeks, could it do it 1 week? Sure, but back to back, probably not.
Goff, Michael Penix, Daniel Jones. We're drawing the 1 quarterback. CMC, Kenneth Walker, Judkins, ETN, Taj Brooks. Four more than live running backs. AJ Brown, Marvin Harrison, JMO, Olave, Mooney, Bateman, Tillman, Pierce with Tyler Warren makes it. I like this team. It's like, it sucks that it's just Goff that you're drawing to because it could easily have like an 8-point game or something.
That'd be so brutal.
But I do like this squad. I do.
Enough bodies at the other positions at least.
All right, solo Dak or fucking Shane Daniels. Solo Dak squad with Devon Achane, Jordan Mason, Tootin, and ETN. Rico Daddle, Will Shipley, and Nick Chubb. So that's 2.5-ish, 3 running backs that we would call it. And then we got CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, RIP, Debo, Jerry Jeudy, George Pickens, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, TJ Hawkinson, Jake Ferguson.
Hawkinson coming alive.
This team's more alive than I think either of us might be.
If the Cowboys get hot, we'll see what happens.
I don't mind. I would like them to get hot next week, though. Like, this is one that, like if the Cowboys carry the stacks through and then you have like a weak Cowboys stack, it's like, well, I don't know how I'm going to beat the better Cowboys stacks type shit.
Right.
All right. Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert with Bijan, Tony Pollard, Bashal Tootin, Ray Davis, Rico Dowdle, Miles Sanders with Ladd McConkey, Devontae Adams, Devonta Smith, Chris Olave, Josh Downs, Trey Harris, Keenan Allen with Dallas Goedert, Brent Strange, and Theo Johnson. Solid team. I understand the RBs probably aren't drawn like you would like them to, but like this wide receiver room is like definitely solid. Like they're all alive. And everyone outside of Trey Harris like has a conceivable ceiling. And Trey Harris might at this point with how the usage has been trending for him, but you have at least 6 wide receivers.
It's hanging on Tony Pollard being like a real human being or not, or Rico, I guess. We'll see. What do you make of the Pollard stuff? Just like a 1 week blip, or could the Titans' offense be a little?
I don't know how the Browns did. Like Tony Pollard did not look that explosive on either of those long runs. I don't think. No. Honest. I just think the Browns weren't near him, and he did enough.
No, that's fair. That's very fair.
But when you get fucking 15 to 18 touches, like you're always live.
Anything is possible. Yeah,
I wish it was next week. I'm sure that Tony Pollard blow up got me a couple more teams because I had a lot of him and he sucked. But I do wish that was next week. All right, we got Bo Nix, Cam Ward, Daniel Jones, two quarterbacks. Wow, I would have never guessed that Bo Nix had 60 more points added than Daniel Jones. I would have never guessed that.
That's crazy.
Josh Jacobs, James Cook, Judkins, Jalen Warren, Najee Bigsby. Holy shit, that is a fucking running back room right there, man. God damn. It should have been better. This running back room should have been like best in the whole tournament. I think we got robbed on Najee, and Tank Bigsby should have never been traded.
It's a damn shame.
God damn. You got Jamar, Rashee Rice, Cortland Sutton, Ricky Pearsall, Cedric Tillman, Alec Pierce, Devon Vele.
The Vele hammer, dude. Don't sleep.
Tyler,
Do not sleep.
You should have brought up this team. This team's awesome. I love this fucking team.
That's kind of fun. I haven't really thought about this one as much, but when you put it that way, it's got every position's kind of live. So yeah, Jamar Chase without T. Higgins. Yeah, we'll see.
He's practicing today, by the way. He might fucking play.
Really? That's fucking
I
insane.
texted my dad when that game was over and thought he was dead. I thought T. Higgins was going to be out of the game during it. I was like, oh, Daddy, he's in trouble. His head smacked the ground. I couldn't.
You like this quarterback room?
Baker, Ward, Shuck. I mean, yeah. It's good enough. 3 outs.
It's one of the quarterback rooms ever.
Yeah, it is one of the quarterback rooms of all time. That is a fair way to put it. We got CMC, Henry, Brees Hall, Tootin, Smith. So you're drawing the 3 guys, one of them being a chalk dude. Oh, my God. You advanced the team with DJ Moore as the wide receiver 1. That's impressive in its own right. DJ Moore, Chris Olave, Chris Godwin, George Pickens, Rashid Shaheed, Keenan Allen, Manor, and Darius Slayton with Andrews and Njoku. I wish Njoku wasn't hurt. My receiver room's not bad, man. My receiver room's better.
Some bodies.
Fucking
Some
Shaheed,
bodies
dude.
that are alive. I don't know how good any of them are besides Pickens. But...
Yeah. I mean, Olave could always do something. Is this team? All right, we're down to.
Now we skip down
4
to the.
All right, let's see. From May 3rd, we got Baker, Jordan Love, Tua, beautiful. Saquon, A-Chain, James Cook, Rashard Britt Smith, Taj, beautiful. Also beautiful. I mean, those 3, that's awesome. JSN, JMO, Chris Godwin, Pearsall, Shaheed, Tillman, Keenan Allen, Darius Slayton, Johnny, Brendan Strange. This team's good. I like this team.
I think it was built at a time where I was like, Jonnu is the Dolphins' hammer, and it's just this team needed a 3rd tight end so bad, but oh well.
They all do, unless they spent a fucking tight end in like the top 4 rounds. And even then, I might change my tune on that. Even if you take Brock Bowers, why not fucking take Jonnu and Brenton Strange? Why wouldn't you?
Can hit the flex.
I might turn into the tight end guy this offseason. That's if I play, though. I don't know. I do feel like this is a waste of my time.
Oh, it's horrible. It's such a time and money suck. But it's fun. So I don't know. Maybe I'll scale it back.
Is it? I hate drafting. I hate watching my guys get hurt. I hate most of this. Now I'm speaking for myself.
It builds character.
I've had enough character, but I have a bread mask on. You don't think that enough character has fucking been built here already?
Yeah, you've really used up all the skill points that you could farm from this activity.
Svenny, I came back to the stream just to like show my face and make a hand expression. You talk about the weather meta. There are a bunch of fucking like nasty weather games this week. I think like sub-freezing temperatures.
Oh shit! I saw Browns Bears might be crazy, but I didn't see any of the other ones.
I think he might. I don't have my thing pulled up. I think he texted it to me. Hold on, I'll pull it up because I do think it is worth discussing. All right, here it is from Tom Tazabal.
Okay.
WBAL. It's loading. Twitter like doesn't work like it should anymore. So Ravens in Cincinnati. These are bitter cold for several NFL Week 15 games. Here's the Euro model wind chill forecast for the kickoff at 1 p.m. Eastern time Sunday. So I assume this is what this is what the temperatures feel like with the wind, right? Correct?
Got it.
Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, that checks out. Right. I'm for sure a meteorologist, so everyone should take this as official financial.
Logically, that just seems like the right read on what this means. So Ravens in Cincinnati -11 feel. Browns in Chicago -15. Chargers in KC 11. Bills in Foxborough 19. Commanders in East Rutherford 17, and Raiders in Philly 12. So it is setting up for the running back week that I want it to be. I need it to be a running back week. I'm in like denial about like how well it's setting up for it, but cold is you could throw in rain with depending on the wind. Throwing in cold's harder, and playing in cold's harder.
I wish that Eagles game was at Vegas so bad right now. Oh my god. I guess Saquon could just nuke though if the
Yeah,
Raiders
we have a Saquon team pulled up. Nah, I think it was the last one. You have some Saquon teams though. I know. I've seen a couple.
Couple Saquon teams.
But yeah. Like what was the Eagles one again? 12. It's doable, I guess. At least we'll see. All right, so we go through this one. Fucking Caleb Johnson, God, maybe I probably like
Brutal.
nominee for like the worst pick of the year.
As bad as it gets.
Like I'm not gonna count somebody that's like Mixon and Ayuk. I'm not gonna count them because they're hurt.
Yeah.
It'd be Caleb Johnson or Brian Thomas or Jettas maybe, just because like, and theirs is only cost wise. But you got Bo Nix, Jared Goff, Cam Ward. So you have 3 live quarterbacks.
We'll take it.
Gibbs,
2
Derrick
running backs.
Henry, Caleb Johnson, Ray Davis, Eckler. So you are probably drawing the 2 RBs.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
JMO, Cortland Sutton, Roma Dunze, Buka, Tillman, Slayton. Honestly, if there was a wide receiver room to have while having 2 running backs you're drawing to, that's all right.
4. Yeah.
And you got Tyler Warren, Chigakonkwo, and Elijah Arroyo.
I didn't see the Barner vision at the time, sadly.
Dude, fucking he's one of those guys where I'm like, I don't know if like people are gonna love him or if he's even gonna be good for fantasy, but real life football player.
Yeah.
Shout out Dave, my buddy Dave. He's been AJ Barner table pounding for a while now.
All knower.
That's the issue with knowing ball though. Sometimes you know ball, but knowing ball doesn't always translate into fantasy points. Like who's a good example of that? Like, dude, I think's like a great fucking football player, but Isaiah Likely's probably like the epitome of that example to me. I'm like, he could be great if he had the usage. He just doesn't. Yep. Like, dude's a phenomenal football player. He just does not have the usage that he needs to make it happen.
Sadly not.
Fucking all right. We got JJM 9. I was sorry calling him 9. Jordan Love, Daniel Jones. So two quarterbacks technically. Bucky Irving, James Conner, Quinshon Judkins, Tank Bigsby, Rico Dowdle. I'll give you 3.5 running backs. Tank Bigsby could be a dude at any given moment, technically. Another Rashee Rice team for you, by the way. Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice. Damn. Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice, JMO, Jalen Waddle, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, Diami Brown.
Phillip Rivers, please, bro. Please.
Yeah, I mean, this is like literally the Phillip Rivers stack. I love that wide receiver room, though. Holy shit. That's what I mean. Dude, Jetta's, Rashee Rice, JMO, Jalen Waddle being your top 4. God damn.
If Rico can like still do some Rico things, this one feels. And if Phillip Rivers can be like just an empty calorie pass yard guy,
hopefully
anything is possible.
Shit we talked about him.
Shit.
Last one. Bing, bang, boom. We got Baker, Purdy, Lawrence. I mean, good QBs. Josh Jacobs, Tootin, Bigsby, Rico Dowdle, Miles Sanders.
Jamar between Tootin and Tank Bigsby, I've got one of the Jaguars locked up.
Jamar Chase, Rashee Rice, Cortland Sutton, George Pickens, Deebo Samuels, Ricky Pearsall, Diami Brown. That's a nice wide receiver room. It's a very nice wide receiver room. Isaiah Likely, Brenton Strange, Theo Johnson. They even have 3.
I swore I had the Jaguars running back room locked up with Tootin and Bigsby. So much for that. But oh well.
He had the whole Colts wide receiver room locked up on the other one. I think he had like 5 Colts, right? You had Daniel Jones, Downs, Pittman, Pierce, and then Warren. Yeah, golly.
So some weird ones. Nothing I'm like, oh, this is it, but anything is possible.
I like some of your wide receiver. Like I saw 3 of your wide receiver rooms, and I like them more than like my best wide receiver room. So that's why I think I need this week to be running back meta, and we'll just let whatever happens next week. But if this week could be running back meta, I'd be very, very grateful.
Hell yeah, dude.
But,
let the chips fall where they may.
You got any closers for the people before we all go tilt our brains off for the next 3 weeks?
Everyone, go touch a little grass. Don't hyperanalyze the pods. Just have some fun. We're all going to lose anyway, but maybe we don't. And, next year we'll get back to it and we'll draft a couple more tight ends.
And we'll have a version of this conversation again at this exact same time next year. But all right, guys, Big Wolf. It's Sus Edwards. We're out of here. It was nice hanging out with you. Peace out.
Later.
Boom. Almost